welcome to Friday Takeaway. I'm Nadia, Hassan, she's Charlotte, Chong. It's our first show for the year, and of course we wish everybody a big happy new year. And it starts wonderfully with the ringgit tanking. Wonderful.
Sinking to the worst level since the 1998 crisis.
Yeah, so what a good way to kind of start, right? It doesn't actually look good
at all.
No, it doesn't. And you know, it was the worst week for the ringgit, like you mentioned. And the thing is, we had this report come out from BMI Research, and they said that they think the ringgit has further to fall, which is not very comforting, because at almost 4.5, you're hoping that that's all that could happen. But they say that, you know, they think it's still going to get worse.
So it actually explained, BMI Research say that it's actually affected by the UN, and the direct quote from BMI Research is things will get worse for the Malaysian ringgit.
Exactly. And so they said there's also going to be that narrowing of the interest rate differential. That basically means that we will talk about the state and their IR policy in a minute, but for our side, most people don't think there's going to be a lot of a change, because it's going to be a very, very tough year. So BMI has lowered its forecast. They're expecting 4.5, we hope, and 440 at least.
In 2018.
Yeah, in 2018. Earlier they had been really optimistic. They put 4 and 388, and then of course
they changed it. Yeah.
Well, that blonde Egypt came into power.
But I think it's going to be very difficult for us to travel overseas, especially the United States, isn't it?
Well, I suppose people will save other ways. People still seem to take holidays, and we'll have to look how that goes for airlines. But in the contrast, our Deputy Finance Minister seems to say, why are all of you so gloomy? The ringgit actually, they think, will strengthen to about 4.1 in the third quarter. Mia says could be 4.05 to 4.10, but public isn't so enthusiastic, are they?
They say 4.15. Now, talking about the blonde Egypt, many say that it was because of Trump effect that caused a lot of emerging market currencies to tank. But Hong Leong Bank actually came out and explained that US dollar strength won't continue in 2017, because when Trump takes over, we will probably see some disappointment in the market.
That's because he's an idiot. You know, he does like Twitter, you know, he does Twitter diplomacy. He threatened, I think, either China or Ford
Philippines
or something.
as well.
Yeah, he threatens all of them. That's the thing. January 20th is coming along. I don't know what we're going to see for change. You know, he cannot get anybody to perform at his inauguration.
No, I don't.
Nobody wants to perform at his inauguration.
January 28th, we will see a good show from nobody.
Yeah, exactly. So we mentioned about the Fed minutes. They've already done their interest rate hike. This is more to get an idea of how Yellen and her Scooby crew are thinking. And they, of course, based a large part on market reaction to presidential election. But the biggest takeaway from me was that they think that they could see more hikes from 2 to 3. Saying that, you did remind me that they've said this before.
So they say last year that they wanted to raise rates 3 times, but it only happened to 1 to 2 times. That's it.
So maybe we'll have to see how, because it's going to still be a very shaky economy. We don't know whether the US economy is actually going to get better, so we'll have to wait and sort of take that with a pinch of salt. Moving on to top news of the week, it was a massively quiet week. I think a lot of people are still away. Petronas actually qualified for Iran's upstream oil and gas. That's going to be a good thing to look for ONG going forward. But the one thing, I don't want to glance past this, but the one thing that actually did cause a bit of anger this week was the foreign worker levy.
Yeah, correct. So MISIF actually urged to scrap new ruling on foreign worker levy.
Apparently they said nobody knew about it. It just sort of like...
It actually came out December 31st, and a lot of people just say that, oh no, we are not going to pay this amount of money. Now, it has been reported that about 5 billion ringgit, Nadia, could be drained from the Malaysian economy to other countries. Now, glove makers actually came out yesterday and said that they will have to pay 90 million ringgit a year for the levy on foreign workers.
I think Top Glove also came out to say that they might have to actually raise prices. There's no way they can kind of absorb it now. And Magma, which is of course their rubber glove guys, they also were talking about maybe putting a hold, talking about it, but you know, is somebody running out of money? Is that why
yesterday ACCCCIM, C, if I'm not mistaken, Chairman Teh Leong Yap actually came out and said that we did not promise to pay this amount of money. So I'm not sure if the whole industry, if they are aware.
Can you do that? Can you promise not to pay a levy? It's like, I don't think it's fair. I don't think you can do the same principle with your like police summons. But yeah, it's like, I didn't promise to pay this, although I was speeding. But I don't know, it's going to be, it's just the sign of the times to come.
Yeah,
okay, so moving on quickly to Bursa at 10:03 a.m. FBM KLCI on the first trading week of the year, up about 0.37% to 166,609. It has been an upward trend since Jan 2nd after the US Fed indicated that, you know, there'll be faster US growth, which eventually trickle down. And world stocks actually hit 1.5-year high after a lot of strong Chinese data. So it seems to be a very, at least it's not a tanking start, but it's going to be slow right up until Chinese New Year, definitely.
Now, Kenanga actually came out with a report yesterday. They say that with the new president, Donald Trump, coming into power, plus aggressive rate hikes from the Fed, they say 3 times this year will feed more uncertainties to the equity market, but it expects a roller coaster year, yet to see strong reversal in foreign fund flows. Kenanga say 2017 could be another range-bound year. It has about a year-end index target of 1,732 points.
UOB Kay Han says Malaysian equities might be energized during the first half. I think a lot of people are mixed. They either say we will see some improving soft commodity prices that will give a bunch. Firmer ringgit and general election buzz. The general election buzz is what you're going to see. That's a positive that you're going to move. So, okay, what's hot and moving this week? It was a very thin week for developments, but there were a few. And let's start with basically the banking guys, which is Affin. They ran out of time for the finishing of their Daiwa deal. They were not able to finish the transaction documents because BNM gave them a certain time. It expired on December 31st. You know, it did give, because you need to go to Big Papa for this, and Bank Negara gave
actually
the approval.
said
Daiwa can basically buy into Affin, but you do need to actually finalize a few things. Shareholders agreements, you must get approval from the other regulatory guys, and they just ran out of time.
So basically some due diligence that is not completed. Now Daiwa is looking to expand in the region, but currently it has only one 10% stake in Vietnam listed Saigon Securities Inc. But they say, Affin said they are still going to work closely with Daiwa on other collaboration opportunities, remain committed with the relationship with Daiwa.
Well, 1 month ago it was about 230. This morning it's about 238, but that's still down. Well, I won't say down. 0.42 is not down. It's flattish on this news.
It's not going to be a good year for the banking sector as well. Like last year, we saw so many banks actually laying off their staff.
Yeah. So, and the side note, of course, this is the second deal in less than 3 months to have fallen through for them, because Hong Leong had done that too, didn't they?
Yep, they did.
Yeah, so and they couldn't reach a deal for the divestment of Assurance and MSIG Takaful. All right, moving on to Perisai Petroleum. This one you particularly wanted to look at. I see that it's a penny stock. I see it's moving, but I don't know.
Probably it's worth looking, because this year I think it's probably a good year for the oil prices.
Well, you're hopeful.
With a rebound of oil prices. Now today, 10 o'clock today, it was traded at 9 cents. 1 month ago, it was at 5 cents. Actually, it's down 5.56% today, 9 cents. Now, this company, they have received an extension from the CCM to hold its AGM and to table its latest audited financials ending June 30th by December 29, 2017. Now, it has also changed its financial year end to June.
Yeah, but do you think that the oil prices right now are still kind of holding steady? What are they going to ride on? It's just they are just thinking that's the only thing that they're going to ride on, because no analyst covers them.
Yeah. But I believe they will have some smaller deals coming in. You know, when non-OPEC and OPEC members say they are going to cut oil output next week. So probably this will give some support to oil prices, and probably, hopefully, some support to ringgit as well.
Well, the stock's only 5 cents. The stock's only 5 cents. It's about 9 cents now.
9 cents now, yeah.
So you know that's probably going to be the range you're going to see, unless something sort of like jumps. But anyway, that's all that we have for this week. Just looking to next week. Of course, we are leading up to what's his name's inauguration. I will not say his name. He's but anyway. I really want to see how the ringgit's going to do, whether or not it's going to calm down after like a really, really bad week. And we will actually see more news from, I think, 1MDB, because they have a new auditor. Finally.
Nice.
It's their fourth.
Yeah.
Is it nice?
Fourth.
Hopefully
it does something now.
Well, Parker Randall, I've never heard of them.
I have never heard of that.
But they're apparently UK based, because you know they ran the gauntlet of everybody here earns.
And also non-OPEC and OPEC members, right? They say they are going to cut oil output, but we will see if they are going to deliver their promises.
We'll see. All right, that's all for us this week. If you actually want more on the stories, you can go over to our website at theedgemarkets.com. The paper's, of course, out today, and of course the new weekly is going to be out tomorrow. Happy trading, guys, and have a good weekend.